Hey guys, Allison here. What I want to talk to you about this week is the whole idea of living according to your state in life. Now let me define that. Your state in life is basically where you find yourself, whether you are married, called to the religious life, perhaps you're single, perhaps you're young, you're a student. What is expected in your state in life? So let me give an example. If you're a married person, you are expected to be faithful to your spouse, to put your spouse first, even before your children, and make decisions based on what is good for your state in life, for your marriage. Same thing for a religious person. It's a little murkier when you're single, and I'm going to talk about that on the next video because I think a lot of single people struggle with that one. And I know I did for a very long time because I was single for a very long time. So I want to give you an example of why I think it's so important to live according to our state in life. Again, people are struggling with so much anxiety and we're not really kind of like present to our lives. We have very bad boundaries in many cases where we feel like we're supposed to be doing everything. And when we understand what our obligations are in our particular state in life, that can really set up some really good boundaries for us. I want to give you an example. I have a wonderful friend. Her name is Kathy. Very holy lady, a little bit older than me. And I remember years ago, she was working with me with particular case that was very difficult. And she also, she had 6 grown children. She took care of her grandchildren, she took care of her husband. She had established the Legion of Mary in the parish. She was going to the hospitals and visiting the sick and doing all sorts of things, prayer meetings and prayer groups. And she said this to me one day. Her husband, who was the most patient man in the world, every now and then might say to her, listen, you've been out every night. I really want you home tonight and just watch TV. Now, I know the modern feminist might bristle at that, right? But she said, you know what? That was like God speaking to her because her vocation is to her marriage. That was what she was called to. Now, on the flip side of that, her husband loved her very much and he knew how much she helped people and he really didn't try to get in the way of that. But he also knew when people were taking advantage of her. He knew when she was tired, and that's when he kind of pulled rank on her. So if you use that as an example, when we make decisions about, let's say, a career, a move, whatever it is, you know, even hobbies and things like that, we need to take into account what our state in life is. Give you another example. Let's say a priest or a religious is called to do the office every morning, maybe attend daily mass, do the office in the evening, and certain prayer obligations. But maybe a married man who would love to do those things has an obligation to work, to spend time with his wife, and to spend time with his children. So as much as he may feel pulled in some ways to be spending time living as a religious, he needs to be faithful to his state in life. So things, if we think about it, it's going to rein us in and it's going to keep us in the right frame of mind. And it's really important because God calls us in the ordinary. If he's called you to marriage, well then live your vocation according to your state in life. Make your decisions based on what nurtures your marriage, what puts your spouse first. Same thing with the religious life. I am going to talk in more detail in the next video about if you're a single person, because sometimes it can seem a little bit murky. There's a big debate whether there's a vocation to the single life or not. So I'm going to talk about that next time, but think about that. Stop, look at your life, look at all the obligations you have, all the desires you have, all the things you're trying to do, and evaluate them. Is this consistent with my state in life? And if it's not, those are the things that you want to think about maybe not doing, and those things that nurture your state in life or where you want to put most of your efforts. And that is going to reduce a lot of your stress and your anxiety. So I'll be back next time to talk about singles and their state in life, and I look forward to that. God bless you.